All right, everyone, let's get started. The City of Cotulla City Council will meet for a regular meeting on Thursday, October 14th, 2021 at 7 p.m. at the Alexander Convention Center, Conference Room 290 North IH 35, Access Road, Cotulla, Texas 78014. This is an open meeting subject to open meeting laws of the state of Texas. Roll call. I believe we only have one councilman absent today. Mr. Alejandro Garcia had a death in the family. I need a motion to excuse Mr. Garcia. First motion by Mr. Sertucci. I need a second.
A motion.
Second by Mr. Reynaldo Garcia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Moving on to 3, will everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Citizens to be heard. City Council cannot discuss any present issue, any action be taken on any given issue at this time. Ms. City Secretary, is there any citizens to be heard today? No citizens to be heard. Moving on to item number 5, departmental and committee reports. David, would you like to give us a report on water or any?
Sure. I'm just going to talk about briefly about the projects that we have underway. The water tower that is being installed at the Public Works Yard. His expectation is that we will have a crew on on site the last week of October, and to start the erection of the tower. So first week in November is what we expect them to come out and start erecting the tower. They have a deadline of March the 11th to complete the project. So it's our assumption that they'll meet that deadline.
You think the chance of completion could be earlier than that, or?
No. I don't believe it's going to be earlier, especially with the the way the market is with materials and stuff like that.
Excellent.
It's been a challenge. So, and then of course the Pool Street project. I'm going to give an update. Of course the gas line's been installed. The water line from Gulf Street to the bridge on Pool Street has been installed, the main. It is not connected to anything yet, but they have the pipe in the ground. From the bridge back to Gulf, currently they're doing the taps. They're running the yard lines, so for the people for the service. Once they get that completed, they're going to continue down into the creek next to the bridge, and they're going to come up right next to the bridge on the other side and continue all the way to the end of the road there, and then they're going to end up doing the taps for that section, and then they're going to do connections after that. I still expect them to take another 2 weeks or so to get that completed. After they complete that aspect of the project, then they're going to focus on the road and the concrete and drainage and the improvements to the bridge. When they're done the water line, I suspect that they're going to go ahead and start working on the road part of it, rebuilding the road. I know they said they're going to work the road from 5 feet down back up, so that's going to be probably a large time-consuming part of the project.
Yes.
That project did have an original completion date of November 1st. When the gas line was installed, we had a lot of rain delays. The contractor has asked for an extension of 30 days, and I believe the city will give it to them because he has a legitimate reason. So he is behind, materials, and then all the rain has put him behind. So, but this contractor, we have used him before, and every job that he's done for us, he has done an excellent job, and he's taken his time, and he's done everything correctly. So, I would probably give it to him, what he's asking. Okay. We also have just very quickly, we have a Lomar project. We have a grant, $150,000, which is for the floodplain mapping. For that project, currently we are still in the survey stage and compiling data. So really what's happening on the ground is they have a surveyor out there just going to the properties at certain key points, and they're shooting surveys of the creek. After that, then it'll go to the engineers. The engineers will, make something out of the data, of course, and they'll get it set up.
Yeah.
Okay?
They're not aerial this time, huh?
Sir?
Are they doing it aerial this time?
No aerial this time.
Excellent.
So, all the houses that are in the floodplain right now that are not supposed to be will be out of the floodplain. And of course, the citizens will have a relief on their flood insurance for the people that are out.
But this is the beginning of the project, and it takes about 3 years to accomplish it.
Correct.
So you're not going to get it next year.
Correct.
You start off with a CLOMAR, which is a conditional letter of map revision, and then you get the LOMAR after you do the improvements.
Correct.
So just so that everybody knows, this is a lengthy process.
Yes, it takes time. So I like to see everything happen quickly, but nothing happens quickly.
Yeah, it took us a long time just.
So really, as far as projects, I mean, that's all I have. If there's any questions concerning the report, or if any citizen concerns or anything you would like to bring to me, I can be happy to.
I only
answer
have one
questions.
question. I think
Sure.
I already mentioned it last time. The status on the generators.
Okay.
We go ahead.
Okay, we did meet with Stacy Berna this week. She's from CDN Smith, and she's going to be the engineer that's designing the project. The city has expressed to her that this is paramount. This is the most important project that we would like to get done, and we would like to see it on the ground completed by January.
Okay.
She is currently working on it. We are going to set up a meeting, kind of like an initial meeting for the project, and that should be coming in the coming weeks. By the next meeting, I should have more information for you on that.
Okay.
But we are treating this with this is like the highest. It's paramount. It's the highest concern to us.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And the funding will come from the balance of the loan that we got for the water well. And I think we have close to $300,000.
Okay.
And that's where we're gonna get the money.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we already have it, and we can make it happen.
Okay.
So.
And
Any other questions?
how many generators is that going to be? Two? Just
Yes,
two?
we're working on generators for well number 9, which is our new well by the fire station, and well number 8, which would be the one on Cherokee Choctaw,
Correct.
where the other water tower is. So those.
I was gonna ask, I noticed some work was done on Goodwin Street. I think it was some water work that was done. I was just
Okay.
wondering if that was done, or are they still working on that street?
Southwest Goodwin,
Northeast Goodwin.
Northeast Goodwin. That work, okay. That is 90% complete. So we actually had to order a little extra material for that project, and what we did there is we ran a 4-inch water line down a Weddle Lane. So that's wrapping around from at the beginning at Alta Vista, Miss Geronima, going past her house, and running down a Weddle Lane back to the other side. Now that line, we got to the other side, but we still need to continue up. There's a fire hydrant there at Alta Vista. Is it J Street? It's J Street. There's a fire hydrant there. So we need to connect to the other main line. There's a 6-inch water line there. We need to connect there. Last month, that project was in my report. Main reason we're doing that is we've had the line that we're replacing is a 1-inch poly line that has been there for probably 30 to 40 years. And it has extreme amount of leaks on it, and the people in the area on that specific street, they don't have very good water pressure because you have several houses that are getting water from a 1-inch water line, so the velocity, there's just not enough water going through the line. So we went back with what the standard is, and we put a 4-inch water main through there to relieve the pressure issues.
Okay.
There are many areas in the city that have substandard connections.
Right.
And they don't necessarily grid like a square. And so when you don't have that, you lose water pressure. If you have one line by itself without an end, without a connection, by the time you get to the end, there's no water pressure.
Right.
And in this particular area, many years ago, they connected a 1-inch water line to a hydrant and understand what a hydrant does. It takes a volume of water to put out a fire. So when you open the hydrant and it's connected to a 1-inch line, it does this.
Yeah, it goes straight down.
Yep. So of course, the city and the water department, we've actually taken, because this isn't the only project that we've had like this, and it won't be. There's going to be more projects like this.
It won't be the last.
Right. When we've taken an interest in trying to help the people where they have low pressure issues.
And as far as those old lines that are there, do you kind of got like an estimate of a percentage of those lines that have been replaced already? Are we like halfway done with replacing those lines, or just at the beginning, like 25% started? Where?
No. I think we're over half. I would like to say 75%.
Okay.
So over the years, with Mr. Dovalina, as far as water mains, we've done a lot. We've done a whole lot in the city. He's created a loop around the city of all new water lines, and we've replaced a lot of water mains throughout the years. And by him doing that, the amount of course, we still have leaks. We're always going to have leaks, but the leaks have been less over the last few years. So we've actually been able to be a little more proactive, and get out there and get after these issues. Of course, it's not always going to work the way everybody wants it to, because there is other obligations, but we're doing the best we can with what we got.
And any time that we have